Hi, welcome along to ArsenalFanTV. Now, the draw's just been made for the FA Cup, and Arsenal have drawn Championship team Nottingham Forest. Now, decent, I'd say. Nottingham Forest, it could have been worse. It could have been a Premier League team. I mean, one of the draws that came out of the hat was Liverpool versus Everton, so it's nothing like that. For me, it's a decent draw. It's away from home. Obviously, you always want to have your as many games as you possibly can in the FA Cup at home. But it's against a Championship team. It's against Nottingham Forest, who aren't doing great at the moment in the Championship. I'm just looking here at the Championship. They're 13th in the Championship. Have lost 3 out of their last 5 games. So they're not one of the top Championship teams. They're a decent team. Of course, they've got a great history. We all know about Brian Clough and, you know, the fact that they've won a Champions League before and stuff like that. But that's quite a long time ago. They've been on real tough times in recent times. And whilst it's tricky, don't get me wrong, you know, Arsenal won't be able to go there and just play like loads and loads of kids. They'll have to put out a decent team against Nottingham Forest because they are a decent Championship team. But you look at it and you say it's not a bad draw. And for the fans travelling up there, it'll be good. I remember a couple of seasons ago, we played against them in the League Cup. Was it last year? 2016, I'm sure of it. We played against them in the League Cup and we beat Nottingham Forest by 4-0. Granit Xhaka with a great goal on the night. So looking at that draw, I'm fairly confident that Arsenal should be able to get through the third round and into the next round. But as I said, it will be tricky. They're a Championship team of really, really good pedigree. So you know that, you know, they're going to come, they're going to be all guns blazing, they're going to have their crowd right behind them. But what I like about these FA Cup games is that you get a big allocation. And I remember when, as I said, when we played them in the League Cup, there was a big allocation for Arsenal fans, and there were a lot of Arsenal fans there, and it was a great atmosphere and a great game. And this game kind of puts me in mind of the game that we had last season when we played against Preston North End. And, you know, that was, you know, a great game. Great atmosphere. And I think this one's going to be similar to that. So, decent game to start out, FA Cup defence, and I'm feeling pretty confident that Arsenal should be able to get through, and it'd be good to win the FA Cup again. I mean, we've got great record in this, winning it last year, of course, getting past City in the semi-final, Chelsea in the final, so obviously nothing to fear going into that game, but fantastic. Excuse me, the cold's still killing me. What do you guys think of it? Simon says, see you at the City ground. Sounds like he's a big Nottingham Forest fan. So, yeah, that should be really, really good. Somebody else there was just mentioning the fact that, you know, listen, it's going to be a tough game. Nottingham Forest are a very good team. NFFC Gamer says, come on, Forest. Another Forest fan. Someone else there saying that, who do you think's going to win the FA Cup this year? Because it really is up for grabs. Someone just there suggesting Manchester United are going to win it. But I think Arsenal, good pedigree in this competition, you know, got a great chance of winning it. Somebody asked me, what do I think of Brighton taking on Forest? Brighton taking on, Palace. That's a real good game. There's a lot of local derbies in there. I think Middlesbrough, Sunderland, and of course the big one, Liverpool taking on Everton. But I'm not concerned with those. It's all about us taking on Nottingham Forest, and I think that's decent. What else have we got here? Let me see here. Harry Jones says, let's be real, Robbie. We're going to destroy Forest. Don't talk like that, please. Please do not talk like that. MRO says, Robbie, big fan here. Will Arsenal be keeping Alexis Sanchez and Ozil this winter? Now, my personal opinion is that we'll keep both of them in the January transfer window. I very much doubt that either of them will leave in January, unless Arsenal get some major money. And you think about it with these players now, they're into the end of their contracts. Who's going to come in and pay ridiculous, well, maybe unless it's City, and do they really need them right now at this moment in time. So I could see both of those two players still remaining at Arsenal till the end of the season. Strong rumours going around that Ozil's going to stay. And I've heard that through the grapevine, that Ozil is the more likely one to stay, that he wants to stay, he's not really looking to leave. Sanchez, however, I think will definitely be on his way out at the end of the season. So we definitely need to find a replacement for him. Let's see who else I've got here. Albin says, do you think that Lacazette will be a striker that can go down in the history books of Arsenal? Do you know what? I definitely think he can. I like what I see from him. It's his first season. He's already looking sharp. He's already looking deadly. Yeah, I fancy him to really score a load of goals for Arsenal, really have a very, very good Arsenal career. Got to get players around him, though, that will create. Ozil's there at the moment. If we can keep Ozil there, this guy will create the chances that Ozil does. Luca Quarta, how you doing, Luca? He said, I think Arsenal need to go for the League Cup and Europa League. Right, what about the FA Cup? It's ours. We win it every year. But I hear what he's saying. FA Cup, League Cup, those are going to be all sort of good pathways for us this year to win something, because the league, sorry, no one's going to get past City. We certainly ain't anyway. When is the match against Nottingham Forest, says Tommy RD? I think it's the 5th and the 7th, in between those 2 dates of January. So the first week in January, those games will kick in. And as I said, it'll be an enjoyable game because Arsenal will bring a massive, massive amount of support up there to Nottingham Forest. And I really enjoyed my trip up there when we played them in the League Cup. Nice ground. They've got some great fans. As I said, a team with a great history. They've done something that we ain't done, and that's win the Champions League, or the European Cup as it used to be called. So we really got to have a lot of respect for Nottingham Forest. But it should be a game where we can get the job done. Do you think Walcott would go in the summer? Someone just asked me there. I think he should go in the summer. If he doesn't go, he should go. It's time for him to move on for his career, and it's time for Arsenal to move on from him and get somebody else. A lot of people talking about Goretzka. Now, Goretzka's been linked with Arsenal. Of course, the player from Schalke, really talented midfield player. Lots of links as well today, linking him to Manchester United. Where's he going to end up is what everyone's wondering. He's another one of these guys in the last year of his contract. I still get the feeling that he's going to be staying in Germany and heading over to Bayern Munich, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. But yeah. There's a comment I just saw here. Ishak Soa says, why all the negativity around the Manchester United game? We were much better and actually deserved to win. Now, I've heard a few people saying this today, that we were much better. We weren't much better. We were brilliant. You know, I like the fact that we really went for it, and our heads didn't drop. But football is about two things. It's about attack and defence. Going forward, we were brilliant. Defensively, we were shocking. And that's why we lost the game. And, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are going forward. If you can't defend, you're not going to win football matches. And that's what we were. We were woeful in defence. Somebody else there was just asking a question about Nabil Fekir. Would he be a great replacement for Alexis Sanchez? I think he would be. I was talking to Philippe Auclair the other night, the French football expert, and I was asking him about Nabil Fekir, plays for Lyon, and I said to him, do you think he can replace Alexis? And he said yes. I said, how good is this guy? He said, Robbie, he's the real deal. Arsenal should go and get him. He's available. You know, if the money's right, they can get him to come over to Arsenal. And he said he will be an exciting player for Arsenal. So Nabil Fekir, look out for us getting linked with him a lot over the next few months when it comes to the January transfer window. And of course, he has an excellent partnership with Lacazette. So it would be really exciting to see him coming in. Jack Hatch says, Robbie, what do you think of hiring new people in the backroom staff? Will it make a difference in the transfer business? Who knows? It's a positive move because the transfer business at Arsenal has been absolutely shocking. You know, it's been terrible over the last few years and it needed a shake-up. So if these guys can come in and improve things in that area, wow, that would be amazing, because at the moment it's very poor. Gonna do a couple more. A lot of people seem to be asking me questions on other things instead of the FA Cup, but it's all good. Somebody here was asking me about Draxler or Lamar or Lucas Moura. I think this guy's suggesting. I think Draxler would be a very good signing for Arsenal. Lamar as well would be exciting. As I said, the one that I'm kind of really sort of, said I really like to get Arsenal to get in would be that Nabil Fekir. I like the look of him. He does look exciting. Some guy was just asking me, he goes, Robbie, does it get annoying when people keep going on about the amount of money you can make off of an Arsenal loss? Of course, it's just, you know what, I have fun with it. It's a bit of fun, but it's a bit ridiculous. I'm an Arsenal fan. I want Arsenal to win every single game. And do you know what? There's a bit of a myth around ArsenalFanTV that we only get views when Arsenal win. When if that was the case, when Arsenal lose, if that was the case, we'd have shut down ages ago, because we don't lose many games, to be honest. All right, so let's just do a couple more. There's a couple of Man United fans quite happy with themselves still after the weekend, also saying that they think they're going to get Ozil. As I said, I'm hearing a rumour that Ozil really wants to stay at Arsenal, doesn't want to leave. And I'm hoping that Arsenal can match his ambition and, go and get in a couple of quality players. If Alexis leaves, he leaves. Replace him. Nabil Fekir, Draxler, somebody like that. So let's get one more in just before we go. Kamajit says, Lacazette, better than Lukaku, Robbie? Of course he is, man. He showed it. Listen, I unlike some people who are really dissing Lukaku. I'm not going to diss him. I think he's a top quality player. I really do. And I actually thought he had a half-decent game at the weekend, because he gave our defence a lot of trouble whilst he was up there on his own. But I do think Lacazette, as a natural striker, just a deadly striker in front of goal, I'd have Lacazette all day long. So anyway, that's the draw for the FA Cup. Arsenal, as I said, will be playing Nottingham Forest away. It's going to be great. There'll be loads of Arsenal fans there. Looking forward to it already. That's where we start the defence of the FA Cup, which we won last year, beating Chelsea in the final. Thanks, and don't forget to check out all of our videos on the channel. But yeah, that's what we're going to be up against.